I'm doing now is I'm just I found these kits at Home Depot, and I've grown mushrooms from kits like this before, but I mean I grew them from, you know, a well trusted source, some people that I know out there that have grown these kits before, like, you know, from Paul Stamets and stuff like that, who's like the king of the mushroom. With limited success here and there, I would have one that did really well and one that did really bad. But these are oyster mushrooms that I got from Home Depot. This one's supposed to be the pink oyster, and this one is the, I don't know. It looks like an oyster mushroom on the picture, but it doesn't say. But anyway, so I read the instructions, and we're going to take this to its paces of what we need to do in order to get these mushrooms to hopefully grow. All right, so let's open one of these up and see what they have for us on the inside. Now this is, I'm gonna call this the blue oyster. It might actually just be an oyster mushroom. We'll see. And what do we have here? We have an instruction booklet. That's great because, you know, I'm struggling with this topic. What do we have here? Oh, okay. So obviously we have a medium, probably some sawdust, some kind of natural carbohydrate for the mushrooms to ingest, and it looks really, really well inoculated. If you can see this, I'll bring it up for you. If you see all this white right here, it's this is the inoculated mushroom mycelium that is growing, and we'll take this back. All right, it's a really nice little thing, booklet thing. Simple, easy. I like that. I like that. I need to remember that because I can overcomplicate taking a dump. All right, so it says, give them light. Remove your kit's perforated plano. We'll cut an X into the substrate. I have a knife right here. I'm gonna do that willy-nilly. Peel back the plastic. Yep, it's all very familiar. I haven't grown mushrooms in a year, but it's all very familiar. And then it just wants you to tiny bit scrape away some of the white that's on the top here. So we're going to scrape that away. It's very nice and moist. I'm surprised because I bought this like 2 weeks ago and just threw it on the table and haven't touched it since. So we have this. I'm going to, here, put it in there. A lot of moisture in there. But anyway, so now it says they want you to, yep, did that, Oh, okay, now it wants you to do this. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna put them in a water bath. And I just have a bowl of water, cold water right here, and another bowl for this one right here. But then it wants you to soak it overnight. So this is where we're gonna cut the video. And then when I pick back up, hopefully it'll be tomorrow. These I'll have soaked for 24 hours, and I'll get you through the rest of the setting up process, and we'll hit it. All right, so it's not the next day. I was going to put this second one in a bowl of water, but when I went to go pick it up, I immediately noticed that it was soft. A lot softer than the other one. The other one, this one felt like a brick. This is very soft. I'm looking at it. I don't see much. It's obviously not nearly as white as the last one was. And upon further inspection, I noticed some juice that had migrated to this box. So now I'm checking it, and lo and behold, I don't know how good you can see this right here. There's a hole in this bag. This bag is contaminated. I'm looking at it. I don't see any black. I don't see any green. I don't see any harmful odors. I don't see any, except for my experience and my knowledge that this bag is just 100% completely contaminated. Complete waste of money and time. So I'm gonna have to run back out to Home Depot and pick up another one of these, because the whole point of this video was to take these 2 bags and put them in completely different conditions and see which one worked out best. But not a lot of white mycelium, but there is no greens, there is no blacks. So I'm gonna cut this open to try to get a better look. Yeah, just go deep. I'm gonna go deep on it. Ugh, real deep. All right, doesn't smell terrible. It doesn't smell bad at all. It smells like sawdust, to be honest with you, or straw. Yeah, straw. Doesn't look great. All right, but should I even waste my time? All right, so that's going into a pot of water, and I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot tomorrow, pick up another one so we can have just a little bit better of a comparison or experiment. So I will see you. All right, so these are the mushroom grow boxes that I bought from Home Depot just as a quick experiment to see, because I've done a lot of growing mushrooms in the past to various angles of success and percentages, not so good sometimes. So I just wanted to see how these grow blocks do. Now, I have bought professional grow blocks, can't say it, from people like Paul Stamets and Wild Mushroom Farms and stuff like that, and they grew marvelous. The only thing is they're not cost effective. You pay a lot of money to get a little product. So I bought these, and they were $20 a piece, which is very expensive as well. And I opened up the one, and it was fine. And they said to soak it for a day, or like 6 to 10 hours according to the instructions, and then remove it and put it back into its box, and then put it in indirect sunlight and mist it twice a day for about 7 to 10 days. I left this in here for about 3 or 4 days by accident, sorry. And then I have this one here, and I'm gonna bring you in, I'm gonna show you, but I ain't gonna touch this because it was contaminated from the moment I opened up the box. I saw it, that it was contaminated, and I said, you know what, for you guys, I'm gonna throw it in the water and we're gonna see what's gonna happen with it. And exactly what I thought was gonna happen happened, but even worse. I'm gonna show you, this is a stinky pile of mess. The block is not together, it's all falling apart. The water is super cloudy, it smells horrible. That is the first key that you're doing something wrong when trying to grow mushrooms, even in a stupid little kit like this. And then I had what I told you I was gonna do, is go buy a replacement one, but this one has only been in the water for half the time that this one has been in the water. So now I already have 2 discerning differences between what these are going to turn out. One is oversaturated, and one I feel is probably not saturated enough. I was going to make another change to the way that I grew these mushrooms. I was going to keep one upstairs in indirect sunlight, and I was going to put one downstairs in my grow tent. But if I put it in my grow tent, I'm literally putting it under, I believe would be the worst circumstances for mushrooms, and that is just a belt of sunlight on them. They don't want that. They want dark, damp, moist. You know, you got to think about, where do mushrooms always grow? So it's after like a rain, and everything's just moist and on the ground. It's, you know, a mid to 70s day or 60s, nice and cool, you know, t-shirt weather, stuff like that. So let me bring you in right now, and I'll give you some pictures of this. I'm not bringing this one out, I'm not touching it, and then you'll see. All right, so I'm first going to take you into this middle one that we have here, and that was the original one that I had bought and I had soaked for a very, very, very long time. I scratched off the outer white layer of the block, and I soaked it for 4 days, and I have a nice brown compost liquid tea right now that is not going to be wasted. This is going into the garden. Oh yeah, this is power food right here. Then I have the one that I picked up as a replacement for the one that went bad right here. And as you can see, it's not as soaked through as that one was, but here it is still, you know, pretty saturated. So I'm going to take these both out and I'm going to put them back into their boxes right here and here, and that's fine. And now look at this one as we come up to it. I mean, you could just see the difference in the color of the compost broth or tea or whatever you want to call it. And let me tell you something, it smells horrible, horrible. And so that's it. So I'm going to tuck these away. I'm going to bring these both into my dining room. I'm going to throw them up on the shelf, make sure that my wife absolutely hates me. And we'll see back in a couple days when these things start sprouting. I am gonna spritz them every day, which they were kindly enough to give me a little tiny bottle so I could do that. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna spritz them twice a day for the next 7 to 10 days, and we'll see what we're gonna get. Oh yeah, and that one, that disgusting one right there, the one I should have got my money back on, that one that I shouldn't even have tried, that's going out to the garden. That's fine for that, but it's not coming back in my house. All right, so I just wanted you to take a look at what the compost tea is like after soaking them. So this was the 4 to 5 days, this was the 1 to 2 days, I believe, and this was the rotten spoiled bag that I knew about from the beginning. So let's just take a look at this, and I just want to show you how pure and clean this is. I mean, that's just a beautiful cup of iced tea. That's what it looks like. I mean, listen, don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure I could drink this right now and not have any ill side effects from it. But I'm not going to do that because I don't know for a fact. So please don't be stupid people and try to prove it to me, because I don't want to. I mean, unless you just know. All right, so this is the one that's 4 to 5 days, and I'm going to pour this one out. And this one, it's the same clarity, the same everything. It looks just like a deeper, like a black tea, where this would be like a green tea. You know what I mean? This was just deeper and richer. And this has so much nutrients. This is going into my garden. I won't drink this myself. Eventually, I will eat it. And then I wanted to show you this nasty little bugger over here that has made, now it has made my entire backyard stink. I'm surprised I wasn't smelling it more in the house. All right, that looks like a Belgian white beer. It's so cloudy and gross in there. And I don't even want to tell you where it smells. Now I was going to just take this nasty one and that whole block and throw it just right out into the garden. But the thing is, that is so putrid and disgusting right now. And it's definitely gone anaerobic, which if you can smell it real bad, it means it's without oxygen, and it's a disgusting smell. That's how we identify different infections in the OR, is if it has a really strong odor or not. That's not even fit for my garden, because it's going to do nothing but bring pests and flies and everything that I do not want to start my gardening season off with a big block of fly maggots. So that is going somewhere far away, and I'm going to hose it the hell down and dilute it enough that hopefully I don't even get, you know, flies and stuff on it. So that's it for this little tidbit, and we'll get into it when they start, you know, pinning.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been
All right, guys, time out again. Do you remember the kitchen scrap potato video? And when I got done shooting that, I had to do an edit in there, because when I went on my front porch, there was a box from Woodbury Farms. That's where I get my seed potatoes from. And I just thought it was such a strange coincidence that on the day I'm doing my scrap potato video, my seed potatoes should show up in the mail. Well, it happened once again. You know, in this video, I've been growing these 2 grow blocks from Home Depot.
with some success, a little disappointment, but at least a little joy out of it. But when I got done shooting the next segment of this video that you're gonna see next, I went on my front porch and I noticed there was 2 boxes there. As soon as I saw that this box had ventilation holes, I knew exactly where this came from. This came from Nearby Naturals. Let me pull this out. And this is my giant mega fruit block. So what we have here from Nearby Naturals is gigantic grow block, must weigh at least 10 pounds. The King Trumpet mushroom. You can just see the difference in comparison to the size of these blocks. This is like a dainty little ½ pound, and this is a gigantic like 10 pound. Now the thing was, this was $20 at Home Depot. This was $40 online from Nearby Naturals. Which one do you think is going to grow better? Put your comments down below. I also have with me, back in the box, is a grow bag of shiitake mushrooms. Now, as you can tell, that one was pure white. This one's almost pure brown. This is very distinctive for growing shiitake mushrooms. Their fruiting blocks do turn brown with stripes of white, the mycelium in it. So it's very typical. Once again, this is about a 10-pound bag compared to these ½ pound bags here. All right, so this is not going to be a continuation of this video. What I am going to do is I'm going to shoot a completely separate video just on these Nearby Natural fruiting blocks, see how well they do. I expect that they're probably going to do very well, but you never know. They did not come with any instructions, but they do have a QR code on the side that I'm going to shoot with my camera, and I'm sure it's going to give me full instructions on how they want me to treat their fruiting blocks. So if you do want to see that video and videos like it, I suggest you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you know every time I put out a new video. So let's just get back to our other content about these Home Depot grow bags and whether I believe they were worth it or not. All right, everyone, so this is the last part of the video for the mushroom experiment, the Home Depot mushroom experiment. So what I do have here is I have the pink mushrooms. As you can see, they are growing well. And then I have the regular oyster mushrooms that are a little late to start, but still doing really well. All right, so this guy here, which is supposed to be the pink oyster mushrooms, it doesn't look pink at all. Matter of fact, they kind of looked a little dried out. I have been vigorously spraying these with, with the spritzer bottle twice a day, like they recommend, and they're still looking kind of dried out and not doing so well. They were doing really great at the beginning, but it looks like I'm going to just have to harvest these and eat them, and that's why I'm ending the video now. Now this one here, I'm sorry. So this one was the one that I soaked for about 5 days, and this is the one that I soaked for about 2 days. This one, I was convinced wasn't even going to give me mushrooms until like day 6, and they finally started coming up, and I gotta admit, they are looking absolutely beautiful. This one, they started off beautiful, but they really just look like they're drying out. But I've been putting a lot of moisture into this, and I don't know why they're not doing as well as I'd like. Once again, these were 2 very small fruiting blocks, and they were $20 a piece. Is it really worth it? In my opinion, it really depends on what you consider worth it. They were super fun to grow, super easy to grow. I mean, purchase, soak, spray, watch them grow. I'm sure they're going to be excellent mushrooms to eat, but I didn't expect that much from this. So if it's worth it to, for you, let me know in the comment section below. I think the entertainment value of growing your own mushrooms is well worth the fact that I probably could have picked up this amount of oyster mushrooms from a supermarket for about $4. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the pictures of the growing stages. It was a lot of fun. Would I do it again? no, I will not buy these small, ridiculous fruiting blocks from Home Depot, or I think it's called Bare Root. Back to the roots. Sorry guys, I will not be buying this again, but I do have some more mushroom experiments coming up in the future. I did buy 3 jumbo size fruiting blocks from Nature's Naturals, and I will bring you along for that, and I will have a lot bigger, higher expectations. All right, everyone, so if you like this content, please hit that like button. Take a moment, just hit that like button. It's not gonna hurt you at all, but it really helps me out a lot. You know what else helps me out? Hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers this year. That's amazing. As of December 4th, 2020, I had 256. Now I'm almost at 1,000. So you might help me just get me over that edge. And if you want to get a notification every time I put out a new video, hit that little bell, ring a ding ding, and it will send you a notification, hopefully. And if not, you can always go to my Facebook page, Facebook.com/GardenstateGrowing.com. And you get to see everything that I put on Facebook, and Garden State Growing 76 on Instagram. And you will get to see other content that I don't put on YouTube. I love you. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Boy, now my ass is wet.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.
I already called not helping.
Call not helping.
No. I call ignoring you.
I've been